Mr. Creech, nice to meet you, brother. Stan Petrie, Dan Cummins. Follow me. This is a car that we had talked about online. It's a 17 SE Camry. It's a beautiful car. It's only got 10,000 miles. It's well under book. As you know, Dan Cummins is usually the cheapest within 200-mile radius. Let me show you a few features of the car that I think is unique, and we can elaborate on stuff that might be more important to you. One of the first things I like to always point out is the breakaway mirrors. Just big guys like me walking through the parking lot will end up hitting the mirrors. It just saves from breaking your mirrors. It's got the 17-inch alloy wheels. They're a beautiful rim. They're not going to rust. They're not going to tarnish or anything like that. It's got the safety tempered glass, so it's not going to break. Under the hood, we have a 2.5 inline four-cylinder with a variable valve timing. Everything that you need to be concerned with is going to be in clear containers. So that's the fluids that you're going to have to worry about. You got a maintenance-free battery. If you'll notice the brake system here, Toyotas actually measure the car from front to back constantly. So what happens is if you got a load in the back of the car that's a little bit larger than what's in the front, it'll actually apply the brakes differently to keep you from squatting, to keep you from sliding. If you'll notice that the motor, when I shove it, you'll see that the motor kind of waddles. What that is a fluid motor mounts, and if you're ever hitting a front end collision, that will actually break loose and go to the ground. And that'll keep the engine from coming into the compartment and it hurts you. You also notice that it has these safety hooks. If ever hit from the front, the hood won't fly up and it won't impair your vision, so you can steer to a safe distance. And you also notice that it has the fire suppressant blanket underneath. There's little plastic tabs. If there's ever an engine fire, these little tabs will actually melt. It'll release this to lay over the engine, and it actually helps smother out the fire. Follow me. You got the trunk release on the key fob. You got your two tabs right here that will actually pull so that the seats lay down. You'll notice that this is all carpeted. That's all for sound reducing, so you don't have the sound coming up in the cab. Here's why everything is carpeted. You got your spare tire under here, and just in case you didn't ever know, this little tab is actually the hold right there. A lot of people don't know what that's for. You got all your tire tools down here. You got your full-size spare underneath. If your kids are ever playing and the trunk actually lock themselves in, here's the emergency release. Here you got your gas lid. It's typical with all cars. The cool thing about Camrys that most people don't know is you can actually click this 3 times and it'll get you an extra gallon of gas to get you to the next gas station.
Really?
No, not really, but it'd be cool as hell if it did. Okay, back here you have the dual media seats. You have the cloth in the center outlined with the red stitching and the leather. That's for the SE package. You have the pouches behind each seat that has where you can store maps, stuff like that. Let me show you some cool features on the inside. Hop on in there, sir. Start that up and warm it up for us. It's freezing out here. If you'll notice, the red stitching follows throughout the car. Like I said, that's an SE package deal. You got the touchscreen radio, so you can go to audio. You got your AM, FM, CD, USB. All that stuff is in here. So you got your USB and your jack in there for your headphones. You got your Bluetooth. If you'll notice the steering wheel, you have all your features. You got your talk button, so you got the hand-free phone. You can go through all your channels. This right here actually works. This little screen here, it gives you all the different, how many miles you got left in the tank, all that stuff. Which this car actually gets about 27 miles to the gallon. So on the highway, I believe it is almost 500 miles you can get per tank. Go on, fasten your seatbelt. Let's take it for a ride. You have the backup camera, which is always nice. you from, Mr. Creech?
Cobb County.
Hell County. What brings you all the way to Paris?